hour. Now, the news on Access Radio 88.8 FM.
On Access FM.
Good morning, it's 8 o'clock. Welcome to Access Radio Morning News Bulletin with me, Emmanuel Malis. Richard Fast. The headlines. Governor Adil returns to Juba after Kajo Keji tour. Morobo Commissioner calls for urgent Ebola surveillance at Peru's border points. And Juba to host Run for Peace and Development Marathon on July 12th. And now the news in details. Central Equatorial State Governor Emmanuel Adil has returned to Juba following the completion of his official engagements in Keji County, where he conducted a county-wide tour aimed at assessing local conditions and engagement communities. Governor Adil arrived at Juba International Airport on Tuesday morning and was received by the Deputy Governor Honorable Paulino Lokudu Obede, Juba City Council Mayor Christopher Sarafino Wani Swaka, alongside other state government officials and members of his cabinet. Speaking after his return, the governor reaffirmed his administration's commitment to implementing the promises made during the visit, particularly in advancing peace, improving service delivery, and supporting development initiatives across the county. Upon arrival at the State Palace, Governor Adil was briefed by the Deputy Governor on the prevailing security situations across Central Equatoria State. The briefing indicated that the situation remains largely peaceful despite a few isolated incidents which security forces are actively addressing to restore normalcy in affected areas. The governor's visit to Keji forms part of broader efforts by the state government to strengthen governance response to community concerns and promote stability in the region. The Commission of Morobo County in Central Equatoria State has called on national and international health partners to urgently scale up Ebola surveillance measures along the county's Peru's border entry points with the Democratic Republic of Congo. Commissioner Joseph Mawa Ukuba, who chairs the county's Ebola Emergency Preparedness Task Force, raised alarm following the confirmations of an Ebola case at Adil Hospital in the DRC, located approximately 20 kilometers from the South Sudan border. He described the development as a serious public health concern for Morobo County and the wider country. The reported Ebola cases in Ituri province of the DRC and Uganda's Bujo district have already prompted Uganda to close its borders with the DRC. This, according to the commissioner, heightens the risk for South Sudan, particularly in Morobo County, where several unofficial and unregulated crossing points remain open. Commissioner Mawa noted that while screening measures have been established at the Kaya border entry point between South Sudan and Uganda, there are currently no surveillance systems in place along the South Sudan DRC border within Morobo County. In response, he has formally appealed to the international organizations for migrations and its implementing partner, the Support for Peace, Education and Development Program, to urgently deploy emergency surveillance and screening interventions at key entry points. The Central Equatoria State Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport has launched a 5-kilometer marathon aimed at promoting peace, healthy living and community cohesion, with the event scheduled for July 12, 2026 in Juba. The marathon, dubbed Run for Peace and Development, is being organized in partnerships with Imagine Academy and the Israeli Embassy in South Sudan. Speaking during the launch on Monday, the State Minister for Culture, Youth and Sport, Bus Buse, said the initiative will bring together students, government institutions, communities, and the general public to foster mental and physical well-being, peaceful coexistence, and reconciliations. The race aims at bringing participants from schools, communities, and government institutions to promote mental and physical well-being, peaceful coexistence, and reconciliations, Bush said. The race will kick off at 6 a.m. from Rainbow Playground in Munike, following a route along Bilfam Road before turning near the funeral house and returning to the starting point. President of the Juba Local Athletics Association, Joseph William Lado, welcomed the initiative, noting that sports play a critical role in fostering unity and emotional well-being among young people and communities. The Bank of South Sudan has strongly dismissed circulating online claims alleging that its governor stated that rats have damaged 3 trillion South Sudan pounds in storage facilities, describing the information as entirely false and fabricated. In an official statement published on its official Facebook page on Wednesday, the bank categorically denied that such remarks were ever made by the governor or any unauthorized representative. It stressed that the claim is baseless and deliberately misleading, warning that such misinformation is intended to undermine public confidence in the country's financial system. The alleged statement is not only untrue but also designed to mislead the public, the statement read in part. Boss further condemned the spread of unverified information and urged the public media houses and social media users to disregard the claims in their entirety. It cautions against sharing or amplifying content that distorts facts and contributes to misinformation. The central bank emphasized that all its officials' communications are released strictly through verified channels. It encouraged the public to rely on credible sources, including its official website, Facebook page, and other recognized platforms for accurate and timely information. The Bank of South Sudan reaffirmed its commitment to transparency, financial stability, and responsible public communications, reiterating its dedications to maintaining trust in the country's financial system. South Sudan's National Elections Commission has officially announced that the country's general elections will be held on 22nd December 2026, marking a significant step towards its first post-independence vote. Speaking at the NEC headquarters in Juba on Monday, the Commissioner's chairperson, Professor Abnego Akok Kajo, said the date complies with the National Elections Act 2012 as amended in 2023, which requires elections dates to be announced at least 6 months in advance. The elections will be conducted on 22nd December 2026, Kachol told journalists. From 22nd June 2026 to December 2026 is the 6 months as specified in the law. The announcement comes nearly 2 years after the revitalized Transitional Government of National Unity extended the transitional period for a fourth time in September 2024, pushing the country's long-delayed elections from December 2024 to December 2026. Since gaining independence in 2011, South Sudan has yet to hold a national elections, marking the upcoming vote as a historic opportunity for citizens to elect their leaders. You are listening to Access Radio News. The Transitional National Legislative Assembly has officially announced the death of Honorable Anthony Kudus, a member of parliament representing Kajo Keji in Central Equatoria State. In a statement issued on June 23, 2026, from the office of the Speaker, the Assembly said Honorable Kudus passed away at dawn in Juba. The announcement was made with a profound sorrow and deep regret, describing his death as a significant loss to both the legislature and the nation. The late MP was recognized for his dedicated service to his constituents and the country. He served the nations and his constitutions with dedications and distinctions, the statement noted, adding that his passing is a great loss to his family, the Assembly, and the Republic of South Sudan. On the behalf of the leaderships, members, and staff of the TNLA, the Right Honorable Speaker extended heartfelt condolences to the bereaved families, relatives, friends, constituents, and all those mourning his passing. The Assembly also indicated that details regarding parliamentary tributes and funeral arrangements will be communicated at a later time. And in foreign news, sexual violence is increasingly being used as a weapon of war in Sudan to terrorize the civilian populations, a UN report says. The violence is unprecedented in terms of the scale, prevalences, and brutality of its widespread use as a weapon of war, the report added. Sudan has been hit by a devastating civil war since 2023 following a fallout between the army, the Parliamentary Rapid Support Forces, Meanwhile, the UK and 6 other European powers have added that their voice is to calls for an immediate halt to violence in El Ebola city as fears grow that the RSF is preparing for a major assault to capture it. And to end the news, here is the recap of the main stories once again. Governor Adil returns to Juba after Keji tour. Morobo Commissioner calls for urgent Ebola surveillance at Peru's border points. And Juba to host Run for Peace and Development Marathon on July 12. For more news, log on to our website at www.radioyei.org. You can also follow us on Facebook at Access Radio 88.8 FM Yei. And if there is any news story you would like Access Radio to report, call or send us a WhatsApp message on +211 927 588 870. On behalf of the news team, I have been Emmanuel Malis Richard. Thanks for listening and stay tuned.
Access FM.
Transforming communities.
Transforming communities. Access Radio.